So I had a woman ask me at a conference last year about an issue she was having with her partner. She was concerned because he was watching adult film, watching porn every night to get off, she said. And she felt really uncomfortable about that. She said that she wasn't sure if she should feel uncomfortable. She felt very guilty for feeling weird about it. And she basically asked me, is this a problem that he's doing this every night? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I actually think that it's a very common question, because I think partners typically feel like if I'm in a relationship, my partner shouldn't need or want or desire either porn or masturbation. And I think the part that is so key here is to recognize that as long as your partner, when you're interested in sex, is interested in you, and that they don't have any difficulties getting aroused or giving you pleasure or the timing of their orgasm, then to really sort of step out of that box and wonder how or why for you, what's coming up, or what story are you telling yourself that you believe on any level that just because I'm in a relationship, if my partner wants or desires that, somehow they don't want or desire you. Because I think it's a normal part of our sexuality and sexual expression that when people masturbate, it's for tension relief, it's to get to sleep, it's, for pleasure. There are many different reasons that it doesn't in any way equal I'm not interested or I don't desire you.
Very good points. That's so interesting, and I'm sure a lot of women will relate to that. I've also heard from some people, including we had an advocate for, he works with people who are struggling with kind of dependency on porn, who have dysfunction from it. It seems that there's sort of this uncharted terrain now with this huge abundance of porn. Kids are seeing it earlier and earlier, they're curious. How do you know if porn is a problem in your relationship?
Well, you bring up a good point, which I think speaks to sort of what's your sexual map. And the reality is more kids today are learning their sexuality through self-expression, porn, long before they ever have a partnered experience. So I certainly think that it's true that a lot of people don't necessarily know how to differentiate the experience of sexuality and intimacy and in a relationship versus for self-pleasure or to manage stress or tension. And so ultimately, again, I think the problem becomes when it feels like your partner is understimulated, getting bored, doesn't get aroused, isn't into giving you pleasure. Like, I think what gets lost in our culture is a focus on outcome and ejaculation and orgasm, but ultimately sexuality and intimacy is about giving and receiving pleasure. So that's the key part, that, listen, your partner may or may not have had that initial experience by themselves growing up, but when they transition to be in relationship with you, ideally it becomes a whole different ballgame and a whole new world about exploring with another person what's in real time, interactively, sort of those boundaries, and walking that tightrope together to sort of see what you really do enjoy, what feels too much, too little, and really exploring it together.